digital initiative team. So
Hello,
can I
everyone.
please start?
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just to give a background about SBI Cap Security, SBI Securities, this is something like a pure pedigree from SBI State Bank of India. We are actually focusing on the capital market broking, especially on the digital space for the retail customers, and we have a kind of a retail broking space. We have retail distribution space and retail asset space. So these are all the three major verticals which we handle. We operate from Mumbai. We have 200 odd branches, and we currently work with the branch persons which is there in the State Bank of India, nearly 4,000 branches which we have. Okay, so I will give a heads up on what are all the very recent digital transformation journey which we have done. And what is the impact of those things? I think probably we can start with that, and eventually we will give a clarity on what all the technology stacks which we have done, and eventually we can conclude the discussion also. So I think we can go with the next slide. Yeah. Ruchit? Yeah. So basically, when we are done this digital transformation, the major objective was to complete ecosystem of the digital space, especially on the mobile space and web platform space. And we also have a kind of a complete revamp activity on our internal HRM solution also. So that is one side of the story. And the second side of the story, the entire operations. When I'm saying operation, the entire back office solutions, entire OMS order management system, risk management system, and the CBS integration. Everything has taken place in this journey. You can indirectly say that, this is a new birth of a broking house. This typically what all needs to be done from the tech front or from the back office standpoint. We have done the entire ecosystem from end to end level, which is start from the customer transaction portal journey. Plus, we are also completely done a cutting edge technology for the digital account onboarding journey also. So these are all the touch points which essentially we worked on this digital transformation journey. So to give some background about it is this is entire activity has evolved, and the major lion's share of the activity have completed during this pandemic situation. Okay, and we have successfully completed the Indian migration also by the last December as well. So now the entire 35 lakhs customer today we are hosting via this new platforms, and which is really resulting in terms of the customer experience in mind. So whatever we do, we feel that predominantly customer experience is the end target, and definitely for achieving that, we need to have the right technology partners and right tech stack as well. So the next slide, I will give a clarity on what is the impact of those these initiative and how it has impacted the customer life also. So the digital strategy or the activity of digital transformation really helped us for the customer onboarding journey. If you look at before, current, and growth, this is the three attributes which we are classified this journey. So if you look at the onboarding, well, before this transformation, we used to contribute 30% of the accounts via digital channel, and today it is 98%. And the 2% is left out only because of the NRI accounts which is coming in the picture. So that is the only entity which we left out. I think in the industry also would be able to crack this. We are also working with our partners how to crack the NRI customer onboarding seamlessly. So if you look at that transformation standpoint, there is a 98% of the growth that happened for the digital account opening journey. So the mobile app download, earlier the lifetime download was 4.1. In the last 11 months, we are already completed 10 lakh downloads, and there is also we have seen a growth. And the customer daily login, which is drastically improved. Earlier it was like 55,000, now it is 3.2 lakh customers. So there is a 400 plus percentage of growth has happened. On the digital trade percentage, also earlier it was 51%. And now it is 88% via digital channel, transaction perspective. So that is one of the impact of, we call it as the customer adoption. When I'm saying customer adoption, we can't probably force any adoption, right? It's all about the customer choice. And we ensure that we need to have the right experience to the customer, and we ensure the customer to have a right set of product bouquet also. Now it's important to talk about what are all the product bouquet which we offer during this journey, so that we'll get a more clarity on how we achieve this. So what we precisely did is we can just create an app that may not help us for a customer experience or value proposition standpoint. So we are very clear our app should be in the super app category. when I'm saying super app, it should be kind of a combination of multiple objective of intent with a single app. So that was the concept. So when we launch this, we should have something like, okay, how can we have a complete differentiator factor which others are not offering much? Or how can we have a differentiator to the end user? So we, industry first approach, if you say, we have launched the e-margin. E-margin is the margin trading funding, wherein you can call it, probably to those who are not from this domain, I can probably say it's a buy now, pay later concept. So that's what we did is with 0% interest rate, with a vintage of 30 days, we are used to have a 0% of interest rate on that also. That was industry first that point of time. Then eventually now people are again started this such kind of an offers. But when we started this 1 year back, we were the only one player who was actually there in the market which offered the same. And so it's important to talk about one more point. When we are done this entire application, we ensured that we should have the right technology or latest technology of app frameworks. So we were the first, PSU-led platform which were offering a Flutter-based application to the end retail users. So that was also one of the key differentiator factor when we launched the digital transformation journey to the end user standpoint. So then the product standpoint, we say that option arena is one of the things which again we realize the fact that in the overall industry, derivatives contributes at the exchange level 98% of the entire volume. But there are a lot of customers, they are actually in a lack of knowledge how to invest in or trade in derivatives. So that was one of the key, problem statement which we had, how to attack those things. So what we recently did is we are actually come with the kind of an option arena solution wherein a customer who was first time in the derivatives market also, we are actually giving with the custom made, option, calls. So basically, as a customer, I entered the application. I'm just entering what is the Nifty or Bank Nifty and what is the expiry and whether the market is going up and down, he need to enter. And based on that, the calls will be open to the customer with the what would be the break-even point, what is the maximum loss, everything. So we are very clear while we are bringing a product, the customer profitability is one of the important thing, which typically others bound to ignore it. I'm not saying, I'm not blaming anyone, but that's how the current system was over a period of time flourished. People are just focusing on the transaction, not from the customer centric approach. But we step back and we think from a customer standpoint what they need, what is their need, how can we address their problem statement. That's how the entire product of option arena came in the picture. In subsequent slide, I will give a glimpse on how this product works also. So that is one key element which really help us to have a major customer adoption standpoint. And yes, I think research idea is not a big thing because then other counters also have this. You can see research ideas, but it's a basic stuff we need to offer the same. So in this application, why I call it a super apps, because it's not only the equity market, it is equity derivatives, mutual fund, NCD, bonds, even you can do a home loan, car loan, everything. So your customer really don't want to go to any other apps for doing this activity. So that was the thought process which we had, and that is what we over a period of time achieved also. I'm not saying that we are completely achieved. Yes, we are on the first stage, delivery happened. We are on the stage of 2.0 journey, wherein we will come with the more exciting feature to the end user. So mutual fund we covered obviously. So we also feel that when a customer comes to an application, we need to have a kind of a external data points. Why the customer need to go to money control and fetch the data, right? If you want to understand what the SWOT analysis data, score analysis data, technical analysis data, these are all typically what they does is like they go to other money control data and they need to fetch the same. So we power the customer out in our application itself.
Am I audible? Sorry, I think Saurabh has some network issue.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so he was just talking about this SWOT analysis and everything, the signals which a technical.
Rachit, am I audible now?
Yes, Saurabh, you can continue.
Yeah. So I think I can't see the screen now. The screen is visible. Yeah. So the point, sorry, guys, I just, somewhere I got a disconnect out here. So basically the SWOT analysis and signals are basically for a customer who have an interdependency on fetching the market data from other sites. We power in our application with the fintech players. So then that is something really address their problem statement of even getting the data source from other, applications. And here very recently we have launched the home loan and car loan journey also. Which is having a seamless solution. So all these products come together. Typically in other houses, I even saw that, like, for a mutual fund, for example standpoint, they used to create a separate app. For a customer standpoint, he need to then search for multiple apps for the transaction. So we decided that, okay, when we launch something at this point of time, we should be viable to the single customer user experience that should be in a super app experience standpoint. So that is, I think, for that problem statement, I would rather say we, up to an extent, we could able to address the same. Of growth, definitely we will, get to the next level of the same. Yeah. Ruchit, next slide. So coming back to technology stack, see, the entire journey of activity of digital transformation, we clearly had a mandate that we need to have the right technology stack orchestration at the backend level, front end level, and the middleware level. Okay, so in order to attach the same, then we had done multiple fintech partners in the place. And sometime back I mentioned about market data also. So there also we had a tie up with a lot of fintech players, wherein to have the right set of experience, and we also did some kind of a PWA, integrations as well, to have a seamless release plans and a customer experience standpoint. And in market, in trading, or even market, the capital market data streaming quality is one of the important point. So we need to have the very low latency data to the end users. So we ensured we should have the right streaming component to the every application side. That is also one of the important thing. And we had did multiple level of microservices, low latency microservices, layer in between, because today the application is communicating more than 40 to 50 microservices, service providers also, because typically it starts from the UIDA to the CBS journey. We are having a multiple, API layer integrations there. So we ensured that we should have a kind of a right, API gateways on the right place. Should have a seamless experience to the end user standpoint and the technology availability standpoint also. And we are we're having a complete DCDR, environment also at this point of time to have the high availability standpoint. So this is the technology stack I covered. Chandresh, anything you wanted to add it, you can add it out here also.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think sometime back I mentioned about the product, highlights. So here we talks about how the screening, the screenplay will come in the picture. Richard, you can just give a glance on the same. Yeah. So the typically the visibility of the product would be upfront to the user. You can see the technical data. You can data should be right simple. The customer, any beginner customer can able to take their trading or investment decision seamlessly. So that was the thought process. Yeah, next. So this is the point which I discussed sometime back about the option arena, how a beginner trader customer can able to trade in derivatives. We call it as option simplified. So customer will come to option simplified, and the journey will start from thereafter. So we are just trying whether we wanted to trade in Nifty and what is the expiry, and then market expectation we are asking. Based on that, the call will be open to the customer. So I think that is all about the journey which we have recently added to the, our end user standpoint to achieve the complete, customer. So I think that's I think here we are stopping for even question answers. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Very good presentation. And definitely in your presentation, you have mentioned that it has enhanced your transaction volume, and the
Correct.
customers are very happy. But customers
Correct.
generally give rating to the app.
Correct.
What is your rating? How the customers view ease of operating that app and functionality?
Sir, see, daily we are having nearly 1.5 lakh customers on our application basis. Out of that, nearly 70 to 80,000 customers are trading on a daily basis. But the point out here is, for the rating is a very fragile thing. So we are having a lifetime rating as 4. We were at 4.1, 4.2 also, but it is very fragile in nature, and we And nowadays, there is one more thing I think you can check with your mobile app also. Every single device specific, the rating will change on a single app. So in our few devices, it will show 4.2. There are few devices in Flip. I'll give a classic example. In Samsung Flip, if you look at, you can see our mobile app rating as 4.3. So wherein if you see some kind of a Vivo mobile and all this, we can see that 3.9 also and 3.8 also. This is something like very dynamic at this point of time because of the rule change which has happened in the Google. It's across all. It's not only for us. It's a global change.
Okay. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So with the introduction of this app, how much volume of your business has increased? Is there some data available?
That's slightly. Sir, earlier what happens, mobile used to contribute 51% of the trader. You can refer the last point, digitally traded, which I mentioned. Now it is moved to 88%. So when I'm saying digital, which is a combination of website and mobile, and our mobile is contributing 85% of the transaction. The rest is website.
Okay, good enough. So now the presence is also can be seen.
Yes, sir, absolutely, sir. We are also, working on the 2.0 as well, because after we successfully completed our journey, we are going towards the 2.0, and we got multiple awards from even ET award standpoint. Sorry, not ET. Basically, our a couple of awards we got for user experience, and even fintech awards also we got.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
For the technical glitch. Is the screen visible to you, sir, my presentation?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Good afternoon once again, sir. On behalf of the Executive Engineer Irrigation Department, I'll be presenting a small project of ours. There is an installation of solar MTTW schemes under NABARD, sir, 2019-20. Scope of the presentation is flash, sir. Basically, this project is installation of a solar-enabled submersible pump that is irrigating the land of the farmers in the district. Basically, this project is pertaining to an installation of 2 units, one at Gohai Tekela village and the other at Dogati village. The project had started on 2nd February 21 and completed on 20th April 2022. The funding of the entire scheme was done by NABARD at 95%, while 5% were funded by the government of Assam. Estimated amount for the 2 units was 60 lakhs. Sir. Some technical specifications of the equipment, sir. So, sir, with these installations of 2 pumps, we are able to irrigate, sir, 10 hectares per unit. That is presently, as a prototype, we have installed 2 units, sir. So 20 hectares of land are being covered, are being irrigated, which is serving as the only sole irrigation means for the farmers, sir. This land were used to be barren land, sir. With the installations of the 2 pumps, this land could be converted into cultivable land. So this kind of crops are being grown by the farmers perennially throughout the year since the installations of the farmer. So, sir, basic bottom story is since this prototype project has been a success story. So we have requested for replicating and more in numbers so that we can cover the entire draft prone areas in Assam where the irrigation facility can't reach, mainly because of the certain places where the electricity can't reach, and secondly it is a very time taking affairs to develop an irrigation complete full-fledged irrigation facility to that areas. So this solar empaneled to this units, the pumps can be used as irrigation means for the farmers. So a committee has also been set up with each unit, sir. This is called the WUA, Water User Associations, in accordance with Assam Irrigation Act 2004. So who will be maintaining these units in the villages, and they all the charges, extra charges, no charges is levied from the farmer, sir. Thank you so much, sir. This is a small project initiative from the Assam government, which the Department of Irrigations of Lakhimpur has undertaken, sir. With this, I'm end my presentation, sir. Any queries, sir?
In fact, presentation is very good, to the point, no doubt about it. But out of 60 lakhs project cost which you have indicated, how much the farmers has contributed from his own pocket?
No, sir. There is no contributions from the farmers. The 90% of the scheme has been funded through NABARD, and state has contributed 5% of the total funding, sir.
Okay, and after now you have done the pilot testing. It is functional almost about 10 months from now.
Yes, sir.
How many such projects you want to take up now?
The department has sent in recommendations to the district administration for taking a case with the state government to replicate this as many numbers as possible. From the district, an approximate of 50 other more additional units have been projected to the district administration, sir, so far.
Okay. Thank you. Your project is good, no doubt about it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your compliment. Thank you, sir.
Sir, India has declared that all villages have been electrified. So what is the need of setting up this decentralized distribution solar-based project?
I agree with you, sir. The main purpose of this project, sir, electricity is one part. For a full-fledged irrigation facility to reach village, sir, a lot of infrastructure needs to be set up. Secondly, if we have to dig up an irrigation canal, there is a wastage of land also. So with this portable decentralized pumps facility, sir, all the pipes which is involved in this pumps run underground. So we do not, and there are certain nodal points from where the water gets irrigated to the land. So basically, we do not dig any canals, and there is no wastage of cultivable land, sir.
Okay, so far as I know, in Assam, 6 months rainy season is there. So, am I correct?
Maybe not 6 months, sir. Yes, we do receive rainfall for 3 to 4 months in the month of commencing June, sir. June to August.
Okay, what will happen to this project because during that period there will be no solar installation?
This is one of the demerits of this project, which I would also like to bring out, sir. When there is no sun and when there is rain, the system get defunct. So this is only to cater for the period of the year, sir, where there is no rain and there is no water for the land, sir.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
सर, सहारनपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट जैसा आप सभी जानते हैं, ये यूपी का नॉर्थ वेस्ट में गंगा और यमुना के दोआब क्षेत्र में है। यहाँ का स्पेशलिटी ये है कि यहाँ पे प्लेन्स भी हैं और फॉरेस्ट भी है। शिवालिक फॉरेस्ट के नॉर्थ में है और यहाँ जितनी भी नदियाँ निकलती हैं, गंगा यमुना जो यूपी की बड़ी नदियाँ हैं, ये यहीं से छोटे छोटे राव निकलते हैं, जिनको छोटी छोटे रिवुलेट्स कह सकते हैं, जो यहाँ लोकल भाषा में राव कहा जाता है जिन्हें। उन राव से निकलते हुए ये सभी फीड करती हैं गंगा और यमुना को। यमुना यहाँ का वेस्टर्न बाउंड्री बनता है, जो हरियाणा हरियाणा स्टेट को अलग करता है सहारनपुर से। टोटल जियोग्राफिकल एरिया 3689 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर है। 5 तहसीलें, सहारनपुर में 11 डेवलपमेंट ब्लॉक्स हैं। अगर हम यूनिकनेस की बात करें प्रोजेक्ट की, तो ये हमारा रिवर बेसिन मैनेजमेंट अप्रोच पे, कम्युनिटी ड्रिवन रिवर बेसिन मैनेजमेंट अप्रोच पे पूरा काम हुआ है, जिसके अंतर्गत हमने रिवर रिजुवेनेशन, हार्वेस्टिंग ऑफ रिचार्ज, हार्वेस्टिंग एंड रिचार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स, पोल्यूशन अबेटमेंट स्टेप्स और एनक्रोचमेंट को रिमूव करने के प्रयास करें, साथ ही साथ वृक्षारोपण के कार्य करें। जितने भी हमारे स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं वो साइट स्पेसिफिक एक्सपर्ट टेक्नो सोशल फिजिबिलिटी हैं। ग्राउंड वाटर एक्सट्रैक्शन को इसमें मैनेज करके कोशिश करी गई, कैसे मैनेज करा जाए उस पर काम करा गया, पॉल्यूशन को कैसे रोका जाए, और साथ ही साथ कैसे पानी को रिसाइकिल और रीयूज करा जाए, उन सभी चीजों को इसमें ध्यान रखा गया। इन सभी कामों में डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का पूरा पूरा लीड रही, और उन्होंने सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स को कोऑर्डिनेट और लीड करते हुए सबको साथ में लाए, और ये कोशिश करी कि सभी लोग, सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स अपनी अपनी जो भी डिपार्टमेंट और वर्क्स हैं, जो डिपार्टमेंट पॉलिसीज हैं, उनको दोबारा से देखें और वो होलिस्टिक और इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट, वाटर रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट किस तरह से हो सके उस तरह से प्रयास करें। साथ ही साथ इसमें जो हम लोग के फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स हैं, इन कामों के दौरान में कोरोना भी काफी इफेक्ट रहा था, तो हमारे लिए कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के भी इश्यूज थे। तो उनके लिए बहुत अच्छी लीड हमने ये ली थी कि उनके लिए हमने रेगुलर बेसिस पे डिजिटल मोड्स के थ्रू, जूम वगैरह के थ्रू उनकी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का काम करा था। अलग अलग व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बनाए गए जिसमें प्लानिंग से लेके आगे तक के सभी कामों को शेयर करा गया, जिसमें पंचायत रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स भी शामिल थे, डिपार्टमेंट्स के लोग शामिल थे, डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर शामिल थे, जिससे कि प्लान भी अच्छे से हो सके और इफेक्टिव मॉनिटरिंग भी हो सके। और इसमें हम लोग के साथ में सीडीओ साहब भी सभी ग्रुप्स में इन्वॉल्व रहे हैं जिन्होंने हमारे कामों को देखा। ये लेफ्ट साइड में जो स्क्रीन में दिख रहा है, ये हम लोग का, ये जो रिवर्स यहाँ से निकल रही है, जैसा मैं बता रहा था आपको, ये जो गंगा यमुना को फीड कर रही है, ये सभी रिवर्स का मैप है ये। जो अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज करी हमने यहाँ पे, इसमें सबसे पहले अगर हम बात करें रिजुवनेशन ऑफ रिवर्स की और रेस्टोरेशन ऑफ रिवर बैंक की, तो इसके तहत हमने 112 स्टड्स, स्पर्स और कटर्स बनाए, 12,765 रनिंग मीटर टोवॉल बनाए, 1,050 रनिंग मीटर पिचिंग का काम करा, 23 चेक डैम बनाए, 8,800 ट्रेंचेस बनाए और 8 वाटर होल्स बनाए। ये हमारा जो चेक डैम्स हैं, इसमें मोस्टली जो अपर रीचेस में बनते हैं, ये वो वाले चेक डैम्स हैं, सॉइल वाटर कंजर्वेशन और वाटर वेलोसिटी को रोकने के लिए। आर्टिफिशियल रिचार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स में हमने 8,872 सोपिट्स बनाए, 844 884 सिल्ट चैम्बर्स बनाए। जनपद में जितने भी हमारे वाटर बॉडीज हैं उन सभी को मैप करा गया, और यूपी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एक डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू बोर्ड की एक वेबसाइट है, उस पे सभी को मैप करके वहां पे अपलोड करे गए हैं सब लेटलॉन्ग के साथ में। इस तरह से हमारे पास 6,012 वाटर बॉडीज हैं जो 2,331 हेक्टेयर एरिया कवर कर रही हैं। लास्ट ईयर में हमने 790 हेक्टेयर एरिया ऐड करा ड्रिप इरिगेशन के थ्रू, और 512 हेक्टेयर एरिया हमने ऐड करा स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन के थ्रू। इसके अलावा जो माइक्रो वाटर स्टोरेज स्ट्रक्चर्स हमने बनाए, 14 मेसनरी चेक डैम्स बनाए, ये एक मेसनरी चेक डैम का एक फोटो दिख भी रहा है इसी में। 271 अमृत सरोवर बनाए, जैसा आप सभी जानते हैं, इस बार प्राइम मिनिस्टर माननीय सर की तरफ से इस पे काफी स्ट्रेस दिया गया था, तो इस जनपद में 271 अमृत सरोवर बनाए गए हैं अभी तक। इसके अलावा 771 पॉन्ड्स रेनोवेट करे गए इस साल में, और 492 हेक्टेयर एरिया हमने बंडिंग के थ्रू ट्रीट करा है, सॉइल वाटर कंजर्वेशन के थ्रू। शिवालिक फॉरेस्ट में कई स्प्रिंग्स निकलते हैं, उन सभी को मैप करा गया और उनको रिज्यूनेट करा गया। 152 स्प्रिंग्स ऐसे हैं जिनको मैप करके रिज्यूनेट करा गया। 308 रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स बनाए गए, जिससे 145 मिलीलीटर वाटर रिचार्ज हुआ। पॉल्यूशन अबेटमेंट को लेके काफी सख्ती करी गई इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ में। 19 इंडस्ट्रीज को ने अपने ईटीपी अपडेट करे, टर्शरी ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट्स उन्होंने लगाए जिससे पानी को रिसाइकिल और यूज किया जा सके। एफ्लुएंट डिस्चार्ज में पहले करीब ये 20,000 किलोलीटर पर डे होता था, जो बाद में घटकर 14,000 किलोलीटर पे आ गया था। 5,587 किलोलीटर पर डे का रिडक्शन हुआ एफ्लुएंट डिस्चार्ज में 1 साल के अंदर। 14 शो कॉज नोटिस और 6 क्लोजर ऑर्डर इशू करे गए। 25,10,000 का एनवायरमेंट कंपनसेशन 10 इंडस्ट्रीज पे लगाया गया। साथ ही साथ जो एक समस्या आती है कि नदी और उसके जो नदी क्षेत्र है उस पर एनक्रोचमेंट हो जाता है, उस एनक्रोचमेंट को हटाने के लिए एक ड्राइव चलाई गई। इसमें 57 हेक्टेयर जो नदी के पास का एनक्रोच एरिया था उसको रिलीज कराया गया, और 330 करोड़ एक जो यहाँ माइनिंग माफिया थे, लीडिंग मैन माइनिंग माफिया थे, उनकी 330 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी सीज करी गई, जिसके लिए डीएम सर को भी अप्रिशिएट किया गया यहाँ काफी। इस साल 46 लाख और इससे पिछले साल करीब 44 लाख प्लांट्स की सैपलिंग लगाए गए फॉरेस्टेशन बढ़ाने के लिए। इस साल सीड बॉल मेथड का भी यूज करा गया, जिसके थ्रू हम लोग का जो हम प्लांटेशन कर रहे हैं उसका सर्वाइवल रेट अच्छा हो और अच्छे से वो जर्मिनेट हो सके। मास सेंसिटाइजेशन और कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए 1,025 इवेंट करे गए, जिसमें एनवायरनमेंट डे है, नदी पूजन डे है। 452 किसान पाठशालाएं ऑर्गेनाइज करी गई, 62 जिसमें 62,545 किसान आए। 9,331 कमेटीज जैसे कि पानी समिति, बायोडाइवर्सिटी कमेटी, इको क्लब और गंगा संरक्षण समिति बनाई गई। इनके थ्रू करीब 5 लाख लोगों को हम टच कर पाए। ये कुछ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हैं जो आप स्क्रीन पे देख पाएंगे। ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे ये हम लोग के जो वाटरशेड्स हैं, ये सहारनपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के टोटल वाटरशेड्स दिखाए गए हैं। बीच में जो पिक्चर दिखाई है ये स्पेसिफिकली कृष्ण रिवर का है, रिवर बेसिन। ये सहारनपुर से स्टार्ट होके आगे शामली होते हुए जो जा रहा है, ये पूरा वो एरिया दिखा रहे हैं। अब जब हम रिवर बेसिन अप्रोच की बात करते हैं, हम जैसे पहले भी शेयर करा था, तो इसमें केवल रिवर रिजुनेशन को ना करते हुए हमने इसमें होलिस्टिक काम करा। इसमें हमने जैसे नीचे पिक्चर में भी आप देखेंगे पहले की स्थिति और काम के दौरान और बाद की स्थिति दिखाई है नदी की। इसमें नदी का सफाई का भी काम करा। साथ ही साथ इसके नदी क्षेत्र में जितने तालाब आ रहे थे, इसमें 12 तालाबों को हमने जीर्णोद्धार कराया। उसके अलावा हमने इसमें नाला सफाई के भी काम करे, जो इसमें जो नाले जो ड्रेन्स इसमें फीड कर रहे थे, 60 ड्रेन्स को इसमें साफ कराया गया। जिस तरह कृष्ण नदी पे काम हुआ, वैसे ही ये शिवालिक से निकलने वाली एक नदी है, सहसरा रिवर। सहसरा नदी का ये ऊपर फोटोज दिखाए गए हैं इसकी, और इसमें जो आप नीचे देखेंगे ये गूगल पे लिया गया फोटो है 2015 का और 2022 का। इसमें आप डिफरेंस साफ देख सकते हैं कि फॉरेस्टेशन में कितना डिफरेंस आया है, कितना अच्छे तरीके से यहाँ पे फॉरेस्टेशन बढ़ा है। इस काम को माननीय जल शक्ति मंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने भी अप्रिशिएट करा। ये उनकी तरफ से जो अप्रिशिएशन लेटर मिला है, राइट हैंड साइड पे वो लगा हुआ है। यहाँ पर सर जैसे मैंने बताया है कि यहाँ पे शिवालिक फॉरेस्ट और उसके जस्ट नीचे प्लेन्स शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो शिवालिक फॉरेस्ट से जब ये नदियां नीचे आती हैं तो बहुत तेज स्पीड से पानी आता है, उसको कंट्रोल, तो उसके कारण कई बार यहाँ पे बाढ़ भी आती है। तो यहाँ पे उस स्थिति को रोकने के लिए 3,000 हेक्टेयर एग्रीकल्चर लैंड फ्लड कंट्रोल स्ट्रक्चर्स बनाए गए, जिससे 3,000 हेक्टेयर एग्रीकल्चर लैंड में फ्लड कंट्रोल के काम हुए। 3,000 हेक्टेयर एरिया को बेनिफिट हुआ और करीब 1,30,000 लोगों को इससे फायदा हुआ। साथ ही साथ जब हम वाटरशेड अप्रोच की बात करते हैं तो सबसे पहले जो हमारा अपर रीचेस में जितने भी हमारे फॉरेस्ट का एरिया आ रहा था, वहाँ पे बहुत ही साइंटिफिकली मेथड के थ्रू सॉइल एंड वाटर कंजर्वेशन के काम करे गए और इसके थ्रू 8,545 हेक्टेयर कैचमेंट एरिया को ट्रीट करा गया। ये अलग अलग फोटोग्राफ्स हैं। ये यमुना के किनारे का डिक्का टपरी एक गांव है, वहाँ फ्लड कंट्रोल के काम जो है वो दिखाया गया है, और ये लखनौती फ्लड कंट्रोल का काम दिखाए गए हैं। ये जो फॉरेस्ट में शिवालिक फॉरेस्ट के अंदर चेक डैम बनाया गया था, ये वहाँ का फोटो दिखाया गया कालू वाला रो के ऊपर। इसी तरह के और भी कई सारे काम हुए हैं। पीपीटी में थोड़ा लिमिटेशन था तो सभी फोटोज नहीं आ पाए हैं। जितने भी जनपद की वाटर बॉडीज हैं सभी को मैप करके उनको रेवेन्यू रिकॉर्ड में हमने एंटर भी किया है। ये कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स हैं जो अलग अलग पॉइंट्स की दिखाई हैं। बिफोर आफ्टर फोटोग्राफ्स भी हैं इसमें। और ये इस बार 15 अगस्त के दिन, ये 15 अगस्त से पहले अमृत सरोवर बनाने के लिए कहा गया था और उन पे ध्वजारोहण के लिए भी कहा गया था। तो ये जो एक्सट्रीम राइट में बॉटम कॉर्नर पे जो फोटो है, यहाँ पे वही प्रोग्राम वही फंक्शन चल रहा है। तालाब के किनारे, अमृत सरोवर के किनारे ध्वजारोहण किया गया है। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जल शक्ति अभियान के तहत जितने भी काम हुए उन सभी को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए सेंट्रल लेवल पे एक वेब पोर्टल बनाया गया था और सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट से अपेक्षा की गई थी कि वो अपने कामों को वहां पे प्रेजेंट करें। तो यूपी में सहारनपुर जनपद नंबर 1 पोजीशन पे रहा है फोटो अपलोडिंग में। हम लोग ने सबसे ज्यादा फोटो अपलोड करे हैं इसमें और ये हमारा लाइव लिंक है। अगर आप देखना चाहें इस पे चेक भी कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पे हम लोग का जो गांव में भी असर रहा, डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के एफर्ट्स को लेके वो साथ में लेके लोगों को चले, तो गांव
सर
के
सॉरी
लोग।
टू इंटरप्ट यू सर, आपके पास 2 मिनट और है।
अच्छा, जल्दी करता हूँ। ये भारत के नक्शे में इन्होंने पॉइंट खोदा है, ये इसका फोटो है ये साथ में, और इसका लाइव लिंक भी है। कई आज तक टीवी पे भी इसको शेयर करा गया है। अलग अलग स्टेक होल्डर्स को मोबिलाइज करने के लिए इसमें सभी लोग शामिल रहे, गांव के लोग भी शामिल रहे। प्लांटेशन के कामों में माननीय एमपीज को शामिल किया गया। ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर इनॉग्रेट कर रहे हैं अमृत सरोवर को यहाँ देवबंद में। इसके अलावा जो आपसे शेयर करा गया था कि कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग फ्रंटलाइन स्टाफ की करी गई, तो ये ग्राम पंचायत सहायकों का ये सेशन सीडीओ साहब ले रहे हैं ऑनलाइन। फार्मर्स ट्रेनिंग के फोटोग्राफ्स हैं नीचे। यहाँ पे जब कृषि नदी पे काम शुरू हुआ था तो वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे पे वहाँ पे श्रमदान का काम भी किया। इसमें एमएलए रामपुर मणिहारन जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी एरिया था वो, और सीडीओ साहब और बाकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लोग गांव के लोगों के साथ में श्रमदान कर रहे हैं। तो सेंट्रल लेवल की नोडल टीम भी यहाँ पे आई थी जिन्होंने रिव्यू करा था कैशरियन प्रोग्राम का, और उन्होंने काफी अप्रिशिएट भी करा है। और ये अलग अलग लेवल्स पे, इवन सेक्रेटरी लेवल डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वाटर रिसोर्सेज जल शक्ति मंत्रालय में भी ये सारे प्रेजेंटेशन करे गए हैं और उन्होंने इस चीज को अप्रिशिएट करा है।
सर
सीडीओ
प्लीज
सहारा
कंक्लूड करें, प्लीज कंक्लूड करें।
जो अचीवमेंट हुआ, 71 सेंटीमीटर ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल में इंक्रीज हुआ है पिछले एक साल में। ये 10.59 प्री मानसून लेवल था 2021 में, जो अब 9.88 आ गया, 71 सेंटीमीटर पूरे जनपद में। इससे हमारा 2,74,000 हेक्टेयर मीटर एक्यूफर रिचार्ज हुआ। फॉरेस्ट सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया की रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग हम लोग का करीब 50 स्क्वायर मीटर ट्रीज में 263 मिलियन 11 ब्लॉक हैं सहारनपुर जनपद में, जिनमें 9 ब्लॉक में ग्राउंड वाटर हमारा बढ़ा है। ये
सर you
मीडिया
have already
कवरेज
taken 15 minutes, sir.
जस्ट हम लोग के जितने काम है सहारनपुर जनपद की वेबसाइट पे भी हम लोगों ने लाइव लिंक इसका शेयर करा है, इस पे टूल किट बनाई है। ये सारा हमारा जनपद की वेबसाइट पे प्रेजेंट है। ये ऑनलाइन लिंक्स हैं जितने भी हमने काम करे हैं। इसके अलावा करीब 10-15 के करीब हमारी यूट्यूब वीडियोस हैं जो लाइव लिंक्स यहाँ दे रखे हैं पीपीटी में। अब जितने भी ये काम आपसे शेयर कर रहे हैं, ये सभी को हम आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। और साथ ही यूपी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ये इस सहारनपुर को सिलेक्ट करा गया है यूपी एग्रीकल्चर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इंक्रीज इनकम के लिए पहले साल में ही। इसके अलावा 2 वाटरशेड प्रोग्राम भी मिले हैं सहारनपुर में काम करने के लिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। अगर सर टाइम हो तो मैं ये वीडियो अब शायद चल जाए।
नहीं, टाइम तो नहीं है सर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने जो अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया कि भाई 75 अमृत सरोवर बनाने का टारगेट है, वो कब तक करेंगे उसको?
वो सर 75 में 271 हम लोगों ने बना दिए। 75 का टारगेट था लास्ट ईयर का। ये
ओके
2021 अप्रैल से स्टार्ट हुआ था और 75 का टारगेट दिया गया था। और उसके अगेंस्ट में सर 271 हम लोग बना चुके हैं अभी तक।
ओके ओके, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड, बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। तो इसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे भी होंगे जिनके ऊपर एनक्रोचमेंट किया होगा लोगों ने, बहुत
हाँ
सारी
हाँ
ऐसे भी होते हैं, तो
हाँ
उनको कैसे खाली कराया?
सर, इसमें सभी क्योंकि डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नमेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का पूरा सपोर्ट था हमें। तो रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से तो सर डीएम सर ने ऑर्डर करे हुए थे। सीडीओ साहब
हम्म
यहाँ से सीधे लीड कर रहे थे। तो सर
हम्म
जैसे ही वहाँ पे एसटीएम्स की तरफ से ये एनक्रोचमेंट खाली कराते थे, ये तालाब कब्जा मुक्त कराते थे, तो तुरंत के तुरंत हमारे बीडीओस की तरफ से, एमआई डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से मैं इसको देख रहा था, हमारे पास एप्लीकेशन आ जाती थी ऑनलाइन कि इसको
जी
तुरंत आप इसका एस्टिमेट चेक करके इसको टेक्निकल सैंक्शन दीजिए। इसको तुरंत हम टेक्निकल सैंक्शन देते थे और तुरंत के तुरंत इस पे सब फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी पे इन कामों को लेते थे सर। जैसे ही कोई अगर हमारा एनक्रोचमेंट फ्री हो रहा है, और इस तरह के 39 तालाबों को हमने एनक्रोचमेंट फ्री कराया और करीब 5.5 लाख घन मीटर एक्सकेवेशन का काम इन पे हुआ।
बहुत 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 अच्छा काम है। धन्यवाद आपका, बहुत बहुत।
थैंक यू सर। फर्दर एनी फर्दर क्वेश्चन सर?
सर, जो भी एक्टिविटीज और जो भी काम आपने बताए, तो गवर्नमेंट का
जी
काम है, इसमें इनोवेशन कहाँ से आ गया?
सर,
और
इनोवेशन ये आ गया। इनोवेशन सर ये आया कि ये जितने भी काम हो रहे हैं,
हम्म,
ये सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स का अगर हम मैंडेट की बात करें, तो सभी
हम्म,
डिपार्टमेंट्स एक स्पेसिफिक एक अप्रोच लेके काम करते हैं। डिस्ट्रिक्ट के वाटर रिसोर्स का आपको कंजर्वेशन भी करना है, मैनेजमेंट भी करना है। एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट वाले एग्रीकल्चर का देखते थे अब तक, अब वो डिमांड ड्रिवन अप्रोच पे काम कर रहे हैं, मतलब डिमांड साइड पे भी सप्लाई साइड पे भी। अब वो स्प्रिंकलर को फोकस करते हुए काम कर रहे हैं। फॉरेस्ट वाले सॉइल एंड वाटर कंजर्वेशन का काम कर रहे हैं। जब उनसे पहली बार ये बात करी गई थी कि ये किस तरह से हम लोग के लिए तो रिलेवेंट है नहीं ये प्रोजेक्ट, तो उन्हें बताया गया था, पूरी चीज समझाई गई थी कि ये शिवालिक से जब तक हम लोग कंट्रोल करते हुए मैनेज करते हुए नहीं आएंगे, तब तक नीचे काम कैसे होगा। तो इसमें सर फोटोज कम हैं। उन्होंने बहुत सुंदर काम किया है। अभी तक होता क्या था कि अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स काम तो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो किस तरह से इंटीग्रेट करके पूरा डिस्ट्रिक्ट पे होलिस्टिकली वो इफेक्ट करेगा, वो चीजें नहीं हो पा रही थी। अब सर ये जो एफॉरेस्टेशन का काम है, इसमें 30 डिपार्टमेंट्स ने मिलके ये काम करा है, तब जाके 40 लाख वृक्षारोपण का टारगेट अचीव हुआ है सर, पिछले लगातार 2 सालों से। एक साल
मतलब
यार।
मतलब
जी
अगर इसको हम इस तरीके से समझें कि पहले कोई कम्प्रिहेंसिव प्लान नहीं था, अब प्लान बना
जी
के काम
जी
किया जा रहा है,
जी जी सर, जी सर।
तो इसमें तो कोई इनोवेशन हुआ ही नहीं। सरकार का काम है प्लान बनाना और उसको एग्जीक्यूट कराना, और
सर
टाइमली और
सरकार
विद इन फंड्स एग्जीक्यूट कराना, ये तो बड़ी
सर
नॉर्मल सी चीज है।
सरकार की तरफ से सर जितने भी काम होते हैं उनमें जैसे हमारे डिपार्टमेंट की बात करें, डिपार्टमेंट हेड हमको ऑर्डर करेंगे कि हमें डिपार्टमेंट ये काम करना है। दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट के लोग उनको कहेंगे कि आपको ये काम करना है। ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने इस बार सभी को इंटीग्रेट करके सर लगातार हम लोग की अलग अलग कमेटीज बनाई गई। जैसे कि
ओके
हिंडन रिवर रिजुनेशन एक कमेटी बनी है, यहाँ पे गंगा
ओके
सुरक्षा समिति बनी है, कृषि नदी रिवर रिजुनेशन कमेटी बनी। उसके अलावा सर जो एनओसीज जारी करे जाते हैं इंडस्ट्रीज को, उसमें साफ तौर पे ये कह दिया गया था कि इंडस्ट्री को एनओसी तब जारी होगा जब वो रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग का काम करेंगे। ये इससे पहले नहीं हुआ है सर। ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट
राइट सर।
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के एफर्ट्स के थ्रू ही हम लोग साथ मिलकर काम कर पा रहे हैं।
गुड सर, वेरी गुड। नाउ एटलीस्ट
थैंक यू।
सारे डिपार्टमेंट मिलके काम कर रहे हैं। थैंक यू सर।
ये सर हाँ बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है सर, और इसमें सर लीड हमारे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
So I am presenting from behalf of Saturn Red Care, and I am Vice President Engineering Team at the Satin Credit Care. Satin Credit Care is basically an NBFC microfinance institution in India. So here is a highlight about the Satin. Satin is one of the leading microfinance company in India. We are operating around 24 states with 1260 plus branches in India, and we have a client base of active client base of 2.7 million clients, and we have on-roll employees of around 10,000 plus employees, and Satin having subsidiaries as well for the housing finance as well as for the MSME business. And on a gross portfolio level, company have a 7,900 crore plus portfolio at period of time. So we are covering digital transformation of project basically. So prior to that, I will set up a thing. Prior to 2016, there is no digital technology in a specific project. So at period of time, we are operating with the 436 branches, and branches are increasing in a very fast manner. So on a decentralized database and paper-based completely stuff, it's really hard to scale and really hard to control the frauds and grow the business and all that aspect. So in 2016, companies start looking towards RFP around the products, market available products, and that time we have a good debate around the buy versus build. And finally, company took a stand to build their own technology by building their team. So we hired around 20 plus of developers, and we start kicking off that project in September 2016. In the next 6 months, we are come up with the vanilla product which can accommodate a minimal requirement of organization with a centralized database and a web-based application. So in April 2017, we rolled out with the 650 branches at period of time, and we rolled out a mobile-based application to across the system. In 2018, we are achieved completely a cashless disbursement for the entire stack. Basically, we are servicing in a tier 4 or tier 5 villages only. So it's a deep villages where is a less technologies and people are not technology agnostic, and there is a less internet connectivity and all that stuff. So keeping that thing in mind, we developed the entire suite, and at period of time we achieved the ISO 27001 and also integrated the banking correspondence business with our system. And next year 2019, we integrated the cross-sale integrations, basically a cross-sales to our clients like home appliances and all that stuff. And later on, we integrated the insurance and health product as well into the system. So that period of time, it's almost a complete ERP system. So we implemented ERP system for our subsidiaries as well. And in 2020, while it's basically a microfinance business, it's a touch and feel business. Basically, our employees are visiting the customers and servicing the loans and sourcing the loans, as we are servicing only a women's inside the villages. So, and they are not much educated. Our employees are sourcing a loan on behalf of them and servicing the loan on behalf of them. So in 2020, there is a pandemic and there is a lot of disruption across the system. So till the time we develop the customer service application, means a customer facing application, we are first in the industry of the microfinance who rolled out a customer facing application from where customer can view their profile, they can apply a loan and they can service their loan by repaying the EMIs. And we provide the omni channel for the cashless collection. And we are the first in the industry for implementing a UPI 2.0, which is covered by the NPCI on that specific front. So in 2021, we developed an in-house solution for the complete, as we have a 10,000 plus employees, so it's a good base for us. So we developed a complete HRMS solution as well as the expense management solution and ticketing solution and all that. And in 2018, government or Supreme Court banned for that specific usage of the Aadhaar, biometric-based Aadhaar, but later on early 2021, they opened up again. So we quickly implemented the eKYC through a OTP-based, And in the last year, we implemented the biometric-based e-signature in eKYC. And as we are growing, in 2016, our book size is around 2,500 crore rupees. And at period of time, we are almost 8,000 crore. So our requirements are increasing. So we have to scale up our data center as well. Earlier, we were working on the private cloud. And now we completely moved to the public cloud for a scalability purpose and a robustness purpose. And we implemented RBI guideline microfinance framework guidelines in April 2022. And for 2023, we have a major plan to implementing the same solution for our housing subsidiaries as well. And we are working around the data and predictive analysis as well around customer churning patterns and a default rate of the customers. And we are working around a lot of around our data lake and data insight basically. So what exactly a key of this project is? A core key of this project is a customer onboarding. It's the main key of that specific project. So what to 2016. So our field employees collecting a physical photocopy of the KYC of the clients, like a voter card and Aadhaar card. Then they collect that data operator and entered that thing, and it's taking almost 18 days to disburse a one successful loan. So by implementing that solution, we implemented a eKYC. So what exactly, as I already told, we are servicing a tier 4 and tier 5. There is a lot of challenge related to the technology and all that stuff for adoption of the technology. So then we implemented the biometric. So there is a lot of client who working as a laborer and their biometrics are not perfectly captured by the system. So we implemented the OTP, as well as we implemented the offline XML based Aadhaar KYC, so that we have a foolproof system to cover all the clients of ours. And there is a lot of fraud related to that by picture and all that stuff. So we implemented the liveness check with implementing a machine learning by a physical face recognition and a validation of the place and all that stuff. And third, we implemented that a GPS based client profiling. So where exactly we are sourcing our client, where exactly we are servicing or collecting the amount from the client, and where exactly we are disbursing. All that thing is a geofence. So there is a less chance of fraud. And apart from that, we implemented a OCR, basically a OCR and AML to reading the document image from the KYC documents like a voter card, and there is a number of formats published across the states. There is as earlier we are collecting a ration card is a different build the system capable to read that document and pick the text from that and fill the form, so that there is a less human error. And earlier there is a lot of documentation for one loan. There is around 4 or 5 papers we have to take care for the next 7-8 years as per the central bank. So now we are completely digital. We are not even taking a single document. It's a completely a paperless process for our deep rural villages. It's a really a big change in the system. And we are doing the e-signature as well, biometric e-signature for signing the agreement. And there is a seamless credit bureau and account validations, so that we can fund the correct account and we can identify the account is a dormant or account is a frozen state or account is an inactive state. We can, on the real-time basis, we can identify that specific thing. So it's a big change. For that specific piece of the customer onboarding process, we filed a patent as well, and it's under the examination process. We filed last year only, so it's under the examination process, and hopefully we are going through by the end of 2023. So what exactly advantages we got from that specific thing? So in prior to 2016, there is a completely a pen and paper based system. There is a lot of discrepancies, fraud, and all that stuff are happening. Now we are completely provide the digital solution and real time basis for tier 4, tier 5 villages, where we are servicing 2.8 million customer. It's a customer experience, and it's increase the customer satisfaction by. Earlier, we are disbursing a loan in 18 days. Now, system is capable to deliver a loan, a second trade line loan in a 3 minutes only. So by doing all checks by a biometric or by a credit bureau check and account verification and all that stuff. And what exactly organization got from this thing is, it's a significant process controls we are increased, and increase of the operation efficiencies, and almost we save a 2% of OPEX cost by implementing that solution into the system. And it's completely a go green technology, so there is no paper. So we are digitally collecting KYCs, digital consents, and digital loan agreement paper. We are completely, as I already elaborated, so it's a geo location based tracking, completely trace. So there is a lot of time, there is a challenge. So suppose we fund 20 clients in a village, and suppose whosoever our employees are servicing the client, he left the organization, it's really hard to track the client. Now it's completely a geo-tagged and geo-tracked, so it's hardly required any KT or knowledge transfer from one employee to another employee to track down our basically a borrower. The real-time credit bureau check. So we have a credit bureau check with multiple agencies, 3 agencies where we are integrated. As well as in the same manner, there is a bank account validations with the multiple partners. We are doing so. And for enabling a brand recall value, basically we are keep sending a SMS, not exactly emails only for the individual loans. We are sending emails. We are sending SMS and AI-based notifications in a vernacular language. Suppose it's in maybe in Assam, we are sending SMEs, and if in Punjab, we are sending in the Punjabi language. We are doing the eKYC and e-signature with the multiple source, so covering the whole aspect. We achieved 100% disbursement. We are not disbursing in any single loan into the as a micro loan to a client, and 20% of collections we are collecting through a completely digital process. So there is a gap, as we have a whole solution in place for the cashless collection, but there is a pedigree thing, or there is a cultural thing. These are the laborers, those are working on the village, we are collecting from them. So they're not exactly maintaining their account so that we can collect from their account. So we have to collect through ad hoc collections as well. So system is equipped with the complete end-to-end process for the loan origination system, loan management system, complete accounting, finance, HRMS solution, as well as it's an expense management of all the utility tools like audit system and ticketing and all that. Apart from that, it's a complete analytics available with the system. It's we can say 24 states. Every day we are servicing around 2.5 lakh clients by collecting an amount on real-time basis. All the dashboards are refreshed, and you can tap it from it's like that regional. Suppose there is a business head, business has to specific region to branch, and branch to last mile employee is tracked on the real-time basis. So in a glimpse, I want to present that, highlight that specific thing, but exactly a challenge of that specific industry of the microfinance and how we are accommodate that specific thing. So field internet connectivity, as we are rolled out that solution to deep rural villages. So there is an internet connectivity. We developed our application to run over 2G system on 2016. Because we have to cover, and as well as we developed that application in the hybrid mode, so that if it's get a connection, so it's working online. If it's not get a connection, so it's working offline. It's completely seamless for our employee and from a client experience perspective. So it's a hybrid application. Customer trackability is another challenge. As I already told, we are servicing a client at the doorstep, so it's really hard to track earlier. So by doing a geo-tagging, so it's really easy to navigate the client easily. And there is a lot of loan fraud prior to implementing the system. As we are doing offline, there is a lot of documentation frauds. There is a credit worthiness. Hard to identify the customer credit worthiness and all that stuff. So by implementing eKYC, signature, and the credit bureaus related things, so we are eliminated that specific piece. From application scalability is also an issue, as we are servicing a concurrent 8,000 plus tablets into the across the system. So we implemented the public cloud for that scalability aspect. And prior to 2016, there is really a challenge for collecting or disbursing a loan in a cash. There is a lot of frauds, a lot of mishandling of the cash and all that stuff are there. So we implemented the channels so that disburse a complete 100% loan to the client, our client, in a bank account and collect through their bank account. So that's it from my end for that implementation. Please, you can go for a question.
Thank you, sir, very much. By implementing this digital technology transformation, you have increased the efficiency and transparency and all that. But how much it has added to your profitability?
So, sir, it's almost, I marked, it's almost 2%. 2%. It's a reduce the OPEX, operational cost.
Correct.
So, or 2% is in a hypothetical manner. If you are saying for a year, so it's we are serving at period of time 8,000 crore rupees. So 8,000 crore, 2% of the 8,000 crore, it's almost a 150 crore yearly in a way and means.
Okay, and has it also grown to serving more customers through the technology transformation?
Yeah, so sir, while in 2016 we have a client base of 1.4 million clients, at period of time we have a 2.7, and on the it's a reduced number because due to the pandemic and all that. So at the time of pandemic, it's beyond 3 million customers, and our book size is threefold. So in a 2016 we have a 2,500 crore AUM, and at period of time we have a 8,000 crore AUM, and by a year end we are going to close by the 9,000 crore.
Okay, okay. Thank you, please. Thank you.
No specific question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to present my use case.